Chelsea are set to take on Luton Town in the second round of the Carabao Cup on Thursday. And I know there's... It's so weird that I'm actually seeing Chelsea play in the second round because I'm used to them playing majority of the time in the third or the fourth round. And just the fact that they finished 10th last season, we've seen a lot of things happen. Now, it's not the first time, obviously, Manchester United last season got to play in the second round of the Carabao Cup just because they finished, 15th, 16th the season before. So it happens. It's not a surprise. It's not a big deal. However, because Chelsea played just on Monday, right, in the Premier League for their match they won, which obviously they won 3-2 against Fulham, they now have about just 2 days to rest, which is Tuesday and Wednesday, and they now have to take on Luton Town on Thursday. Now, don't forget that Luton Town is from League One in England, so I believe that there should be a team that Chelsea can definitely beat. The good thing, however, also for Chelsea is the fact that they are playing at Stamford Bridge, so everything is in their favor. Of course, Chelsea is not going to be like Manchester United, who lost their game to Grimsby Town. That's not Chelsea, okay? So if I'm to look at the formation that I expect Xabi Alonso to start in this game, I think there are one or two players that I expect him not to actually start. Probably one of them will be Cole Palmer. Not because he had a bad game on Monday. He had a man of the match performance, a goal and an assist in his first game in the new season. That's a big deal. And yeah, we've seen the Cole Palmer that we know, right? Before. That scored, now, the record that he breaks. It was a very good performance from him. But I honestly don't think that he should start this game. I would rather want to see both Pedro Neto and either Quenda or Esteval on the wings, right? Those are the two players that I want to see on the wings supporting João Pedro. Now, I know you will say, oh, João Pedro played 90 minutes on Monday. Why should he be playing again on Thursday? He's the kind of player that has the energy to do it. Now, I don't expect him to play another 90 minutes against Luton. I do expect him to play at least 60 to 65 minutes. And the reason is because I feel like he's the one that can get the goals that we need. If he scores about 2 goals as quickly as they can, and then maybe the rest of the 30 minutes, he can bring on Welbeck to continue the game and finish it off, right? So definitely I expect João Pedro to start. And those are the 3 players that I expect to start up front. Pedro Neto on one side, and then either Esteval or Quenda on the other side, and up front is João Pedro. In the midfield, I expect Bako and Valentin Bako to start in this one. And I'm not sure if Caicedo will be back yet. Well, the coach has not really done his press conference leading to the game, so I'm not sure if Caicedo will be back. He had a knock, and the coach did say that it wasn't something serious, but they just didn't want to take the risk, right? Which makes sense to me because it's just the beginning of the season. So I definitely expect Valentin Bako to start. I also expect Romeo Lavia to also start in the midfield, and then maybe up supporting on the wings, it would definitely be Ato and Reece James. Yeah, I expect Reece James. Or he can also start the midfield that he started in the last game, which was Romeo Lavia, Reece James, and on the sides we have Gusto and Ato. Even though I felt like both of them were a bit shaky, but it is what it is. Or he can rather start Pep Chavaria instead of Ato. So at the back, I would expect it to be, I think Fofana should return for this game. So it should be Fofana, Lacroix, and Levi Colwill at the back. And then it should be Pep Chavaria and Malo Gusto on the other hand, Reece James and Lavia in the middle. And then up front will be Pedro Neto, either Esteval or Quenda, and João Pedro. So that should be the starting lineup for this game against Luton. Luton are League One, not even Championship. So definitely it should be an easy game for Chelsea. I know you're enjoying the video. Why have you not subscribed? Come on, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and it helps the channel to grow. So please subscribe to the channel, okay? Now you will say, oh, you can't underestimate this team. Yeah, we can't underestimate Luton. I'm sorry, is Luton. I would definitely not be expecting Kopama and Morgan Rogers to be starting against. Absolutely not. Hell not. No. In fact, I would rather that Welbeck starts. Let him start as the number 9. And then maybe later, if there's any reason for us to want to bring on any other player, we can then bring on João Pedro later in the game, bring on Kopama, and maybe just finish off the game. Because I don't want them to have to be playing 2-3 games within less than a week. I don't want that. So definitely, I expect that if Welbeck cannot start and the coach wants to make sure that yes, we start on a very good note, yes, start João Pedro, take him off if they've scored maybe like a goal or two, and then bring on Danny Welbeck. Now, if you look at the head-to-head between these two sides, we've not played so much games against them. We've just played 4 games, and Chelsea have won all 4. So as I said, Luton Town is not the team that's going to stress Chelsea. Excuse me, they're not. So it should be an easy win for Chelsea. Even though I feel like the last game that we played against them, which was in 2023, the match ended 3-2, right? It ended 3-2. But even at that, before that, it was 3-0. The one before that, 3-2, and then the one, it shows that we've been able to score at least 3 goals against them, right? So, as I said, I expect it to be an easy game against Luton. Although Luton right now, they are top 3 in League 1, and that is after they've played just 2 games. I think they have 1 win and 1 draw. So, obviously, yeah, no, this should be a walk in the park for Chelsea. It just depends on what Xabi Alonso would decide to do. If he wants to start his best team, or he wants to start maybe close to a second team, against them, which I think that should be what he wants to do, to keep Chelsea ready for their next game in the Premier League. And I think, who are they even supposed to play in the next game? I think it should be Brighton. Yes, they are going to be playing Brighton at home again. So they would need the main team against Brighton, because this Brighton, they are a tough team. Their game, their first game in the Premier League, it was an emphatic win for them against Aston Villa. So definitely, I think this game is even more important than the one against Luton Town. But regardless, I expect it to be a win. Straight win. In fact, I don't expect Sanchez to be starting in this game because of the horrible performance he had against Fulham. I expect Pender to be starting, and I want to believe that, yeah, there's not going to be any pressure for him against Luton Town. So definitely, it should be a win for Chelsea in this game. Now, there are still a lot of things going on in the transfer market. It has been finalized that Liam Delap is going to Nottingham Forest for a fee of £45 million, which makes sense. It's good news. The fact that he's even leaving is amazing news, and that he's even leaving with a profit, better news, great news. Now, we still expect 1 or 2 things to still happen in the transfer market. Mamadou Sarr has also traveled on loan to Strasbourg, I think. And then we have Nicholas Jackson. There's a chance he might be joining Aston Villa, I think, for 70 million euros, which is about 65 million pounds. Amazing, but that is not yet confirmed, but I want to believe it's going to happen. And yeah, we still have Enzo's issues still going on in and around the news. There's a chance that Man City might be bidding for him eventually, but the fee is going to be higher than the 120 million pounds that Chelsea was asking for. So yeah, I don't know, but the truth is, I just want this transfer window to close. Let's know who our players are, and let's know who is moving forward with the team. The truth is, I've come to understand that with players, they can, when Eden Hazard left to Real Madrid, it was a case of, oh, Chelsea is done. They are going to collapse. They are going to this. They are going to that. What happened? We won the Champions League right after he left. So when it comes to supporting Chelsea, I have been a supporter of Chelsea rather than being a supporter of any player. That has always been me, because I know that players can just decide today that they want to leave. It happens all the time in the Premier League, so I'm not surprised. So if Enzo leaves tomorrow, trust me, there are 101 players that are going to replace him. It's a case of, do you have the money to buy the players? And I'm sure Chelsea also understand that they now have to replace him, and that is why I'm sure they are going to be charging Manchester City at least nothing less than £140 million for Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo Maresca, you're going to hear from me, because it's not going to be easy for you when you come to Stamford Bridge. Know that and have peace. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game against Luton. And I've also given some transfer news and updates, so look out for other transfer signings that will be going on in the transfer window, as it's yet to officially close. Well, share in the comment section what you think of the game, what you think the result is going to be, and also of the transfer news of Liam Delap and Nicholas Jackson that is set to happen I'm sure in a few days it should be concluded. Also, don't forget to put on your post notification button to get our latest video when they drop, and then sure to follow us on all our social media platforms at _official FSH, or you can follow me on my personal channel at Fehintola _sport. Until the game is played and the result is in, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.